Well, hi everyone. Just trying to finish up these oats. Looking pretty good. They're yielding well. The alfalfa looks good underneath the oat cover crop as well, so that's nice. We've actually got a couple fields that stand came through. We have been really dry this year, and it just was not a very good year. It was a late spring, and it was really hard to get seeding established. But 7200 is working good. I think it's 105 heat index out today. It's just nasty hot, but this tractor runs good and cool. You can see the temperature over there. But, yeah, this is basically a modern day 4640, this tractor. I really enjoy it. It's 165 PTO horsepower from the factory. This particular one has 16.5, 16L front tires on it, and 20.846 rears. It has the optional auto quad, which is a little bit better than a power quad. It's 20 gears, and this is what a quad range should have been way back in the day. These are all synchronized, which means synchronized means you can push the clutch in and shift on the go. And then the up and down is power shift 1 through 4. Well, on a quad range transmission, you had to stop and actually shift your A through your D, and they were only 16 gears. But you had to stop and shift your A through your D, and then your other, you had power shift 1, 2, and then it was synchronized into 3 and 4, and you had power shift 3 and 4. And on the 70 series, 80 or 60 and 70 series 4-wheel drives, John Deere produced, they had basically a quad range in them, except they had an additional set of gears, 756 in it. So over the years, the quad range transmission, which is a old industry standard, it's progressed. They've made it a lot better, like everything. But this tractor is very, very tall. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But I like how you can get in here, you can see down. Like I say, it's a modern day 4640. I was gonna video 4640 for you guys. I found one at a dealership, and beautiful tractor, really clean. It's like 6,000 original hours or 5,600 original hours. I'm not so sure what even one owner. And 42 rubber on it. And it was quad range. It was really clean. And little behold, it was sold. What are the odds? So you spot good clean iron on a dealer lot, it goes fast. But yeah, so this is my modern 4640 here, and good tractor. Works well in the baler. I do need to space it out to like wide rows. I wanted to put a loader on this tractor too. The proper loader that fits these is an H480, which is a mechanical self-leveling loader. I have a used one picked out, but I'm going to modify it if I buy it, because I absolutely hate self-leveling. The mechanical self-levelings are a joke in my opinion. They actually fight themselves. The linkage takes over at a certain stage, and you can't roll the bucket because the way the linkage ties into the cylinders. It's to me, they're a joke. So actually we came to the idea where that could actually be eliminated off the loader. So I might look forward to seeing that go on this tractor. That's my goal anyway. When you set these tractors out wide, they're a lot easier to bale with. 38-inch rows. You're gonna have about a, depending where you want, say 68 to 72-inch under, width between your tires. Whereas right now it's a 60-inch, which a bale is 5 feet wide, which is 60 inches. But you really, your tire is just touching. If you can see it's just touching that windrow to get it through, to get that bale in there right. So I don't know. That'd probably be a good idea to space it out. And the duals really need to come off because it's so tight back there. But I don't like running without duals. They're a pain in the ass pulling all, especially these are huge or heavy. And your inside tires, a lot of times you look at the weight rating on your tires, a lot of times they're not even rated to run as singles. They're not large flotation tires. But I like to keep the duals on, but yeah, so I'm not quite sure what my future plans here exactly will be for this setup. Maybe I can space my drawbar. I don't know. I need to check that. See if there's a additional pinhole. Maybe I can get it to extend back here a little farther, push the baler back, which will help increase turning radius. But with a two-wheel drive, you can crank right around a corner and a lot tighter than I can run with the baler on there. It'll hit the sides. I had Dad rake all this today so I could go do some other work, demolition work. I came home, or actually got that job done, and came home, jumped the baler, and started baling. And typically on the farm, it's just him and I, and he's getting up there in age, almost 75. But good air conditioning job. The tractor's good for him. He looks like he did a pretty good job of getting everything raked up today. Oversized. Over the size that I guess I chose for it. Net not feeding properly. Well, I see the last one was a red stripe, so I'm betting I'm out. Time to hit the pause button. Okay, back in the cab. I had to just get out and check the net. I am out, so I'm gonna make my journey to the hilltop and go ahead and get a fresh roll installed. If anybody that ever watches this channel listen to the Dave Ramsey show, I ask because the sound, the reception's not the best on the radio, but I was tuning through the station, and the Dave Ramsey show, which I've listened to in the past, he actually makes a lot of common sense. He was on, and hey, the guy's pretty good. He talks about people and their money spending habits, and what a lot of emotion goes into most people's spending. And the one thing on that show, though, he doesn't seem to cover is, farmers. And I know while, any debt reduction is a good idea, just as a general business operation, we as farmers really don't have much way of controlling our price. We have the ability to shop around for fertilizer, for seed, do things like that, but right now the corn market's pretty much, you may choose your local elevator, which is $3.10, versus the local ethanol plant, which is $3.20. But I mean, that's your market. I mean, that is just pennies. You really can't control our price. We buy everything retail, and we ultimately sell wholesale. And John Deere and these other companies kind of hold you ransom for whatever it is for parts replacement prices. New equipment, which a lot of people you don't have to buy. So Dave Ramsey has a point there. You don't always have to have a new car. It's a lot of people have this "I gotta have it" type attitude. Well, you don't necessarily have to have things such as new equipment. But yeah, it's hard to, in an economic time like ours, to really figure out ways to make more money. You go, well, I'm gonna make more money. Well, what are you gonna do? Ag markets are down, and you might diversify. You might try to sell at optimal times, or buy puts or calls, or whatever you gotta do. But it's by and large, we're kind of screwed out here, and it's an interesting business, and it's definitely in a down cycle right now. I was reading these statistics on the internet. How many farmers were there's this like mass suicides going on amongst these guys. Well, I can see it. You go out here, you spend huge amounts of money, and these guys are getting to the point where they don't even know where to turn. But ironically, nobody in Washington seems to give a crap about us. We're a small, 1% of the population or less is farming. I think if the corporations were to buy the farmland, and say are in a few areas, I think if they bought it out, I think the government would be just fine with that, because they don't seem to give a crap. General attitude seems to be that the farmers can just fend for themselves. If they make it, they make it, and they don't, they don't. not a super duper living out here, that's for sure. But every business goes through cycles, so I'm sure there'll be some good years again. And if anybody ever wonders why they do it, there's a lot to be said about it. It's in your blood. And honestly, I think these John Deere tractors right here, I think that probably farmers like myself have more pride in that machine than the CEO that directs the engineers to build it. They're looking at it as a profit. We're looking at it as a lifestyle, and heritage. And we take pride in it, and take pride in our crops. We're all our own worst enemies out here on the farm too. I watch Ag Talk and the Rob, one lonely farmer. He's really good. A lot of stuff he says is a lot of common sense based things. I agree with a lot of things he says. Well, anyway, on this one lonely farmer vlog, he said every farmer ought to hold back 10 acres of planting. And he was recently out to Iowa, and he said something about he was couldn't believe how many old farmsteads and everything had been demolished just to increase real crop production. Well, we demolish them and we farm through them, as a lot of guys want their properties to look cleaner. Big farming, it seems to be the way, use quotes around that, but it seems to be the way it is anymore. Not to mention you have to pay taxes on all those old crappy buildings and everything. It's like they'd never take them off unless you tear them down. But he's right, he's dead right. We should cut some production. Everybody should cut 10 acres and watch corn crop or markets come up. But who's going to be the person that pulls the trigger on that first 10 acres? Because we're all in competition with each other. I like the Exact Emerge planter. It does a beautiful job. It's going to maybe help your yields. We're out here doing the best agronomics we can do because we're trying to survive. But the problem is, so's the neighbors. So we're all in competition. We're all hurting each other. We're self-destructive. But that seems to be where the grain companies kind of want us. It's not a real happy time in farming. I love it. It's my heart and soul. Everything goes into it. But yeah, it's damn difficult to try to control a market that's uncontrollable, especially the one-man operation. A one-man show is not gonna do it. We need to get literally thousands of people involved with it. But yeah, anyway, hopefully we'll see an end to these tariffs. Maybe it'll be somebody will cave, and hopefully at some point they'll be. Well, hopefully we come out on top with them. But my breath's not held. Shit, they tried to do the same thing. What was that, back in the 70s when prices collapsed and everybody took their tractors and paraded around Washington? It did no good at all. But anyway, I'm back to mailing. I got a fresh roll of that. I oftentimes hit pause when I shoot these videos, and that's what I just did actually. And I'm gonna finish up these oats here tonight, where it's 10 o'clock or whatever, they're getting done. I have got to get done today, so I've got to actually move this excavator right here tomorrow morning. Beautiful machine. Volvo 160, 42-inch PSM bucket, made it thumb. Oh, lovely, lovely machine. Anyway, catch you on the next video. Hope everybody has a good day. And I probably haven't been saying enough, but if you like any of my videos, I really appreciate anybody hits the subscribe button. So anyway, thank you. See you on the next one.